All right. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's been another couple days since I've uploaded, and it's spring break now, so I hope I can record a few videos here and get them out over the next couple weeks. But I wanted to show two rescapes in my tanks. We'll go ahead and start with the former Anubias tank. I don't think I showed it off when it had guppies in there, but I put some guppies in here and accidentally got a female. Just these, like, what do they call, red platinum Dumbo guppies that we had at my store. Absolutely gorgeous fish. And I put these in here, and there was a baby female in there, so now we have her, and maybe we can get some babies out of them. But you see, these guys don't really pester her, thankfully. They're just begging for some food. But this is what was the tank that had all the manzanita wood with a bunch of Anubias attached to it all, and now a couple of pieces of Anubias have come loose. But anyway, now I've rescaped it using this dragonstone, and I've had this dragonstone for many years, and all these plants are trimmings from other tanks, including, the Anubias has grown out of that tank, and so took it off the wood, wedged it into this dragonstone, made what I think is another beautiful scape, and it's very easy. This tank, thankfully, all of the equipment already had around, and these guppies are doing fantastic. I have to add equilibrium to the water because it's so, the water is so soft, but these guys have adapted well to, moderately soft and acidic water. The pH runs about like 6.87, and they've been doing fine here. I very rarely have had luck with live bears long term, except for endlers. They've always done the best, but I've had these guys for maybe 2 months now, and they're doing fantastic. We talked about this tank recently in the last video, and it's got the clown killies and green neons. There's one there. And then I went to an aquatic show here recently and picked up some least killifish. Let's see, they were out before the light was on. There's one in the back there. It's not going to focus on that one. It's too far back, but there's one back there darting behind the plants. But least killies are actually native to my state, in Foul River off Mobile Bay, and that's where I live. And so here soon, gonna go collect some, take the boat out and go collect some least killies from nature. Just a couple. There's one right there, but just a couple, and maybe put them in a separate tank and compare the captive bred ones to the wild ones. But they're very hardy fish in general. I'm gonna add a sponge filter to this tank instead. It's got one of these. It's a nice filter for the money. This Higer corner filter, but the least killies and the clown killies are gonna breed. Hopefully, that's one of the goals, and we don't want their fry getting sucked up. Moving down here to the 3-gallon. Yeah, just a basic rescape for this one. All of these, once again, this tank was just essentially free. This piece of wood I've had for many years, and these Anubias came out of the other tank and the rocks I've had, and All these plants are trimmings from the previous scape in here, and the 75 gallon. This is all from the 75 gallon. This Rotala orange juice. In the Rotala, we're going to get this hopefully to be more red, but this Rotala macranja mini butterfly will be more red, and of course this Rotala Wallachii right here. But I'm not going to run CO2. The CO2 was here on the floor, but I moved the CO2 to the different tank, which we'll see here in a minute. Just running this Twin Star C series, and it's about 60% intensity. Got a heater that is actually really nicely hidden behind the Rotala Wallachii, and of course this little UNS Blitz filter. But 2 plans for this tank. I'm leaning towards the betta that you'll see here shortly to go in here, or I have a pair of El Tigre antlers, which are also in the tank and that you'll see shortly. And I don't know what to put in here. The betta probably, because he's just not fitting well in the other scape, and this needs to be kind of like his retirement home. But I do want those El Tigre antlers to breed, and this would be a good tank for him to do so. I'm going to stop the video and then show you the other tank here. Alright, so here is this, golly, it's like 8 gallons, I think. It's rescaped. Really just hardscape stayed the same, but I filled in the foreground and took out a lot of the rocks, put some Monte Carlo, put a Blixa back there, and there's a rubber band that has somehow gotten into the tank. And right now, I should have cleaned these up, but there's just some Bucophilandra and Anubias I tossed in here. And then have, that was yesterday, but they need to go into one of the tanks over there. And here's the betta that needs to be moved. But this tank is only like a few days old now, and it maybe about a week, and it's not running CO2 right now. I have it disconnected, but I run CO2 for about 5 hours and the lights on for about 7 hours. And so far, this Monte Carlo has done quite well. It's a very easy plant. It's under the ONF flat Nano that was on the 3 gallon tank, and now I took the Twin Star off of that, put it on that tank, and just basically just swapped the lights. But let's see, there is the female LT Gray Antler. Let's see if she focuses. And there's the male. So I got this pair from the aquatic show as well. It's called Aquafest, and it was in Slidell, Louisiana. So we drove over about, give or take, about 2 hours. When you see this betta, I got this betta from a lady I cleaned a tank for, and she put him in with a gourami and a rainbow shark in like a 7 gallon. And so quickly I helped her solve that, and I kept this betta because I couldn't, I didn't feel like I could take him to the store. So I just kept him and gave the gourami to the store and the rainbow shark to the store. But anyway, he's in here, and his back is broken from getting beat up. It's not really broken, I guess, but it just is messed up. And I've had him for a long time now. But he's probably going to go in that 3 gallon. See the colors of that LT Gray Antler? It's very pretty. Stefan, if you've watched this video from Lush and Salty Aquariums, you just put out that video on honey dwarf gouramis, and I want to add one to here. I think once this fills in and we get a bit more red out of this Blixa, and some of the Retrospiralis turns a bit red, and there's Crypt Beckettii, patchy right there. Once that kind of turns kind of the brown, the orange and the yellow of the gourami will look great. But we can't put them in together because they probably would, the betta would probably pick on the gourami. Very nice tank, I think. But anyway, I'll show you one more thing and then we'll wrap up the video. So over to the 20 gallon, which is doing fine. The water's healthy. It's just not looking as tip top as it used to be. The plants are going fantastic, but I am here. They coming right out. We got a pair of tuxedo short body ribbon guppies, and they're just doing. Thankfully, they're doing well in here because once again, I struggle with live bears, and so in this one, I haven't put any equilibrium in, and they're still doing fine. But granted, these little endlers right here, these are Japan blue swordtail guppies. These guys have been doing fine. But yeah, these tuxedo ribbon guppies are just really pretty. I got them at the aquatic show as well. The boy picking on that female, of course. She's pregnant from this guy, potentially others. So hopefully we'll get some babies here soon. I just got to take out these, let's see, these checkerboard cichlids. There's one of the checkerboards. The other one's back there. And they'll go in the 75 here. It's time to do a water change on this tank. So I'll end the video here, do the water change. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great week. Bye-bye.